Have you ever stopped to think if you're making the right choices in your relationships? Could the small mistakes of everyday life be affecting your love life in ways bigger than you realize? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 13 secrets that can transform the way you relate to the people around you. These secrets aren't talked about enough, but they're essential for building a strong and healthy foundation. If you want to know if you're on the right track, or if you're making some mistakes without even realizing it, stay with me until the end. Let's discover together what might be missing to have the relationship of your dreams. Let's go! Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When you're with someone, you need to treat the other person with consideration, empathy, and understanding. It's not just about being polite or following social rules. Respect involves accepting differences, actively listening to what the other person has to say, and showing that you care about your partner's needs and desires. This includes, for example, respecting the other's boundaries, whether it's personal space, preferences, or how they handle emotions. Each person has their own pace, their own beliefs, and often, living together can bring out differences in thought. That's where respect comes in, the ability to accept the person for who they are, without trying to change them to fit a mold. When you notice you're not being respected, whether through disrespectful words, neglectful actions, or behaviors that invalidate your feelings, it's essential to talk about it openly and honestly. Often, the lack of respect may not be intentional, but communication is what will allow both of you to understand each other's expectations. This kind of conversation doesn't have to be confrontational. On the contrary, it can be an opportunity for mutual growth, adjusting behaviors, and learning more about what each person expects from the relationship. However, if after the conversation, disrespect continues, it may be a sign that something is wrong, and it might not be possible to continue the relationship. In such situations, it's important to assess what matters more: staying in a bond that doesn't bring well-being, or moving forward in search of something that respects your needs and boundaries. Moreover, respect should be mutual. Both partners need to make an effort to create a safe and welcoming environment for each other. It's not a favor or something optional, but a continuous commitment that both undertake. This mutual respect creates an environment of trust and freedom, where both can be authentic and feel comfortable expressing their emotions without fear of judgment or devaluation. When respect is practiced daily, the relationship strengthens, creating a solid foundation for lasting love and partnership. When we start a new relationship, it's very common to want to rush things, especially when we feel a strong connection with the other person. However, it's important to remember that intimacy, whether emotional or physical, should evolve at its own pace, without external pressures or exaggerated expectations. By forcing closeness or rushing things, we can end up compromising the development of a genuine connection. In the beginning of a relationship, it's important that each person feels comfortable, without pressure to reveal too much or open up immediately. Everyone has their own emotional maturation time, and it's essential to respect that rhythm, both yours and your partner's. This includes giving space for both to truly get to know each other, without expecting grand declarations of love or immediate commitment. True intimacy builds over time as you share experiences, vulnerabilities, and feelings gradually and without haste. For example, on a first date, you might be tempted to talk about your past, previous experiences, or even reveal deep personal issues. While honesty is important, it's not necessary to dive too deep right away. Instead, focus on building a foundation of trust, exchanging lighter conversations, and discovering each other's tastes and values. This way, you start building intimacy naturally, without overwhelming the relationship with information that could be shared later on. Similarly, physical intimacy should be treated with the same care. There's no need to rush physical closeness to prove something or meet an expectation. Each person has their own time and limits regarding what feels comfortable. Creating an environment of respect, where both feel at ease to get closer when they're ready, is essential for building genuine and lasting intimacy. Rushing can create insecurities or even push the partner away, while natural progression allows the relationship to grow solidly without forcing any steps. By allowing intimacy to evolve without pressure, you give the relationship the chance to develop in a true and balanced way. Plus, this helps create a deeper emotional connection, where both are investing in the relationship out of a mutual desire to grow together, without demands or expectations outside of time. Often, we have a fixed idea of the type of person we think we should be with based on external standards or preferences, physical appearance, lifestyle, or even common interests. But by limiting ourselves to this idealized type, we may miss the chance to connect with people who, though different, could be perfect for us in ways we never imagined. At the beginning of a relationship, it's natural to be attracted to traits that catch your attention at first sight, like appearance or shared interests. However, what really creates a lasting connection often goes beyond that. Sometimes, the person you connect with deeply may not have the perfect appearance or may not share interests you initially have, but these differences may become qualities you come to value over time. For example, if you've always dated extroverted people, you might discover that someone more introverted has qualities that complement yours in ways you never considered. Or perhaps the person you connect with has a different lifestyle, but shares fundamental values with you, creating a strong foundation for a healthy relationship. The fact that someone doesn't fit your type doesn't mean they're not the right person for you. On the contrary, it's often the diversity that brings an interesting and enriching dynamic to the relationship. Moreover, by limiting yourself to a specific type, you might deprive yourself of valuable experiences. When you're open to meeting people outside your ideal, you open the door to possibilities that could surprise you in positive ways. The qualities you might not have noticed at first could turn out to be exactly what you need to grow as a person and build a meaningful relationship. So, it's important to remember that while you should feel attracted to someone, the true connection goes far beyond appearance or superficial interests. Be willing to explore new possibilities, and you might be surprised by the depth of a connection that didn't initially fit into your concept of perfect. Don't cling to labels or idealizations. By letting possibilities flow, you might discover a love that goes far beyond what you imagined. Communication is one of the most important pillars in any relationship. When you're involved with someone, whether in dating, engagement, or marriage, it's crucial that both parties know how to express themselves clearly and openly. This means talking about how you feel, what you expect, and what you need from the other person, but it also involves listening with empathy and without judgment. Good communication starts with honesty. If something is bothering you, whether it's about something that happened or your partner's behavior, it's important to express it in a careful, yet sincere way. However, communication isn't just about bringing up problems. It should also be used to share your joys, achievements, and positive feelings. Often, in a relationship, we focus on the difficulties and forget to praise or reinforce the positive aspects that make our partner feel valued. Moreover, effective communication isn't just about words. The way you communicate physically also plays an important role. Gestures, touches, and even the tone of your voice can convey powerful information that goes beyond what you say. Pay attention to these details and try to be consistent with your words and actions. If you're saying you're okay but your body language is closed off or your facial expression doesn't reflect that, your partner might get confused, which could harm mutual understanding. It's equally important to know how to listen. Listening doesn't mean just staying silent while the other person talks, but actively engaging with what they are saying. Often, during discussions, people are more focused on responding than truly listening to the other. This can lead to misunderstandings and make the partner feel like their concerns or feelings are not being taken seriously. When you listen attentively, you validate the other person's feelings and create a space where both feel safe and respected. Another crucial point is the need for space so that both parties can express themselves without interruptions. Often, in a tough conversation, emotions can run high, and this can lead to impulsive reactions. In such moments, it's important to pause, take a deep breath, and if necessary, return to the conversation at another time. This helps prevent communication from turning into a cycle of arguments, allowing for more effective and constructive communication. In a healthy relationship, conversations shouldn't just be about solving problems. Communication also involves moments of connection where you share thoughts, feelings, and even dreams and fears. The more you commit to open and respectful communication, the stronger the emotional bond with your partner becomes. Transparency helps build trust and allows you both to face life's challenges together, knowing you have a safe space to express everything you need. When we start a relationship with someone, it's common to talk about who we were in the past, our mistakes, our experiences, past relationships. While it's natural to want to explain our history, it's important to remember that the focus, especially in the early stages, should be on who you are now. This helps create a solid foundation for the relationship, allowing your partner to get to know the most current version of you, without overwhelming the conversation with your past. In the early moments of a relationship, first impressions are crucial. Showing who you are in the present with your qualities, values, and vision for life is what will create a genuine connection. This doesn't mean hiding parts of your past, but rather focusing on how you've become the person you are today, with the lessons you've learned and the goals you're now pursuing. Talking about past experiences can be important, but it should be done in a way that doesn't overwhelm the other person or create unrealistic expectations about who you were or who you think you should be. Authenticity is key. When you share your present version, you're also allowing the relationship to grow together. Your partner has the opportunity to know your qualities, dreams, and the more intimate aspects of who you are, without those being overshadowed by a version of you that may no longer exist. By focusing on the present, you create space for the relationship to grow healthily, where both people can evolve and adapt together, without one carrying the weight of the other's past experiences. This is also important because each person is at a different stage in life. If you're still dealing with wounds from the past, for example, and focus too much on them, it could interfere with how you connect with your partner. Instead of concentrating on what happened before, choose to talk about what you've learned from the past and how it has influenced who you've become today. This approach helps create a more mature and open relationship, where both partners have the chance to get to know each other without the ghosts of past relationships looming over the conversation. Also, remember that while the past is a part of who you are, the present is what really matters at the start of a relationship. The future will be built on the choices you make now. By focusing on who you are in this moment, you're allowing your partner to fall in love with who you really are, not an idealized version of you or a you from a time that's past. One of the biggest mistakes many people make at the beginning of a relationship is trying to be someone they're not, hoping to please their partner or fit into their expectations. This can include changing your style, interests, habits, or even your values to match what you think the other person wants. However, changing who you are to please someone generally leads to a superficial relationship, where in the end, no one is really being authentic. Authenticity is essential for a healthy and lasting relationship. When you try to be someone you're not, the relationship is based on a fictional version of yourself, which can create deep disconnections. Eventually, the truth will come out, and your partner will start to realize that you're not the person they thought you were. This can lead to mistrust and frustration, and the relationship may enter a cycle of uncertainties and insecurities. Being yourself from the start of the relationship allows the other person to fall in love with your true essence. The person who will truly value and connect with you will be the one who likes you as you are, with your quirks, flaws, and virtues. Changes can happen over time, of course, but they should come from a genuine desire for personal growth, not from pressure to fit into something that doesn't match your true identity. Additionally, when you present yourself as you truly are, it creates a space of trust. You're not trying to please your partner with false promises or actions that aren't natural to you, which allows the relationship to grow in a more genuine and healthy way. True connection happens when both partners feel comfortable being themselves, without needing masks or artificial adjustments. For example, if you're someone who loves spending time with friends and having fun in social activities, there's no reason to hide that or change that aspect of your personality to please a more introverted partner. Otherwise, you might end up feeling trapped and frustrated. The key is finding a partner who understands and respects these characteristics, creating a balance where both can be true to themselves. In the end, a successful relationship depends on mutual acceptance. The best way to build this is by being authentic and allowing the other person to do the same. If you try to change who you are to fit in, you'll end up creating a relationship that isn't genuine, and that's not fair to you or your partner. The true beauty of love lies in loving and being loved for who you really are. In many relationships, especially in the beginning, it's tempting to want to control the conversation, either to impress the other person or to make sure your viewpoints are heard. However, the key to true and healthy communication lies in balance. Successful relationships depend on a constant flow of exchanging ideas and feelings, where both partners have space to express themselves. When you monopolize the conversation, whether out of fear that the other person isn't interested or because you always want to be the center of attention, it can create an imbalance in the relationship. Communication shouldn't be one-sided. Both people need to feel heard and valued. If you don't give the other person space to speak, they may start to feel ignored or undervalued, which can lead to resentment over time. Also, it's important to remember that conversation is an opportunity for both of you to get to know each other truly. You won't fully understand what the other person thinks, feels, or desires unless you give them space to express their perspective. When you constantly take the floor, You might miss important information about your partner, such as their preferences, dreams, and concerns. This is essential for building a solid foundation of trust and understanding. Listening attentively is one of the greatest gestures of respect you can offer someone. When your partner speaks, show genuine interest in what they're saying. This means asking follow-up questions, showing empathy, and avoiding unnecessary interruptions. Active listening not only improves the quality of communication, but also strengthens the emotional bond between you two. It creates an environment where both feel valued and understood, which, in turn, makes the relationship more balanced and healthy. Sometimes, the need to control the conversation may come from insecurities. Maybe you're afraid that if you don't speak more, the other person won't pay attention, or that your opinion won't be valued. However, it's crucial to remember that a healthy relationship is based on mutual respect, and respect also means allowing the other person space to express themselves. If both people respect each other, the conversation will flow naturally and balance will be established. Remember that communication is a two-way street. Each partner brings their experiences, feelings, and perspectives to the table. The more you allow yourself to listen, the more you learn about the other person, creating a safe space for both of you to connect deeply and authentically. By focusing on a balanced exchange, you strengthen the relationship and avoid it being based on a one-sided dialogue that can weaken the connection. It's common to see people in relationships for reasons that don't truly relate to love and connection. Often, people enter a relationship due to external pressures like family expectations, or even to fill a personal void, without considering if they are truly with the right person. Being with someone for the wrong reasons can lead to an unsustainable relationship where expectations don't match reality, and both partners end up frustrated and unhappy. The first thing to consider is your motivation for getting involved with someone. Are you with this person because you feel a real emotional connection, because you share similar values, and because you feel good with them? Or are you with them out of fear of loneliness, due to external influence, or because you feel like you should be in a relationship, regardless of compatibility? Entering a relationship with the wrong expectations or for external reasons can create a burden for both partners, as the relationship is built on a fragile foundation. It's important to understand that happiness shouldn't depend on the other person. Sure, being with someone can bring joy and fulfillment, but true happiness comes from within you. Being in a relationship because you want to share your life with someone, because this person brings peace, support, and genuine love, is what creates a solid foundation. When you seek a relationship to feel complete or to meet needs you can't fulfill on your own, it puts too much pressure on the other person, which can cause the relationship to crumble over time. Also, the right reason to be with someone should be based on a deep understanding of the person you're with. Ask yourself, do you like them for who they truly are, or are you more concerned about how they make you feel? Are you with them because they motivate you to grow as a person, or because they simply fill a temporary void in your life? When you're with someone for the right reasons, you don't need to force anything. The relationship flows naturally because both of you are being authentic and aligned with your values and desires. It's also important to reflect on whether the relationship aligns with your life goals. If your values and life goals don't match the person you're with, it can lead to frustration and misunderstandings in the future. Being honest with yourself about what you seek in a relationship is essential to ensure you're with someone who shares your vision for the future, rather than being with someone out of convenience or social pressure. Finally, a healthy and happy relationship is built on genuine love, mutual respect, and a true connection. When you're with someone for the right reasons, you feel complete on your own and choose to be with the other person because you want to, not because you need to. This creates a relationship where both support and grow together, respecting each other's individuality and building something sustainable in the long term. In the early stages of a relationship, it's natural to bring with you experiences from the past, good or bad. However, a common mistake is to start comparing your new partner with past relationships, which can create an obstacle to the healthy growth of the new relationship. Focusing on similarities or differences with someone from your past can lead to insecurities, unrealistic expectations, or even prevent you from seeing your partner for who they truly are, rather than projecting characteristics from someone who is no longer part of your life. Each person is unique, and when you start comparing your new partner with ex-relationships, you may end up putting them at a disadvantage. For example, if you had a long and stable relationship in the past, you might subconsciously expect your new partner to fit that same mold. This can lead to frustration and unnecessary pressure on the new partner who cannot, and should not, be forced to fit a pattern that belongs to a previous relationship. Also, constantly reminiscing about the good times of a past relationship can make it difficult to connect with your new partner. The past is important for your growth, but it shouldn't dictate what you expect in a new relationship. If you keep looking back, you may miss out on what's right in front of you, the unique qualities and experiences this new relationship can offer. This also applies when you've had a bad relationship. Sometimes, a person becomes overly cautious, expecting the new partner to repeat the mistakes of the previous one, like infidelity or disrespect. This projection of fear can cause you to build unnecessary barriers, and, instead of giving the new partner a chance, you close yourself off from the possibility of a healthy and genuine connection. The new partner shouldn't be held accountable for the mistakes others made. The best way to overcome this is to focus on the present. Instead of getting stuck in comparisons, try to notice your current partner's qualities, values, and quirks. They're not obligated to be like anyone from your past, and your relationship should be built on their characteristics, who they are now, not who they remind you of from a former partner. Furthermore, comparing to the past can be harmful to your own healing process. As you begin to move forward, it's important to accept and learn from past experiences without letting them govern the way you interact with someone in the present. Every relationship is a unique opportunity for growth, and the true beauty of a relationship lies in embracing what it has to offer now, rather than clinging to old memories that no longer hold power over you. Remember, true love and connection happen when you're able to see the person in front of you as a unique individual, without filters or comparisons to the past. When you allow yourself to do this, you create a space of authenticity and freedom for the relationship to develop in a genuine and healthy way. Honesty is essential in a relationship, especially at the beginning. Being sincere about how you feel, without exaggeration or pressure, creates a solid foundation of trust. If you're interested in someone, expressing that simply and clearly is important, but there's no need to force declarations of love or commitment right away. Honesty also involves being transparent about your intentions and feelings, whether it's to indicate you want something more casual or something serious. By being honest, you avoid misunderstandings, create open communication, and strengthen the genuine connection between partners. Rushing the progress of a relationship can create unnecessary pressure and unrealistic expectations. It's important to allow the connection to develop naturally, respecting each person's pace. Forcing decisions such as commitment or defining the relationship status can lead to insecurities and imbalances. By letting time take its course, the relationship has a chance to grow solidly, with more mutual understanding and trust, without external pressures. This strengthens the relationship and creates a lasting foundation for the future. Being open to meeting people who don't fit your ideal profile can lead to positive surprises. Love often arises from unexpected connections, and someone who initially seemed different may turn out to be compatible and amazing over time. By opening yourself up to new possibilities, you avoid idealizing a perfect partner and increase the chances of finding someone with whom you share values and a true emotional connection. Allow yourself to explore relationships without pressure and discover love where you least expect it. Before entering into a relationship, it's crucial to reflect on your own motivations. Ask yourself why you're getting involved with someone and what you're truly seeking in the relationship. Sometimes people are influenced by external pressures, such as friends or family, or even societal expectations, and end up entering a relationship for the wrong reasons. This can create an imbalance where you're not truly happy or aligned with what you want. Understanding your own desires and needs is the first step in establishing a healthy relationship. If you're seeking company because you're afraid of loneliness, for example, this can affect the quality of the relationship, as you may be more focused on filling an internal void than on building a genuine connection with the other person. Similarly, if you're seeking a relationship just to please others, such as to meet friends or family's expectations, you might end up sacrificing your own happiness. Knowing what you want is a way to protect yourself and ensure that you're investing your energy in a relationship that's meaningful to you and not just for convenience or external pressure. This also helps avoid future frustrations, as you have clarity about your goals and can communicate this to your partner openly and honestly. Furthermore, by understanding your own reasons, you become more aware of your emotional and psychological needs, which makes it easier to build a relationship based on mutual respect. When both partners are clear about their desires and goals, it's easier to align expectations and create a genuine connection. Understanding your reasons is also important for handling difficulties in the relationship. If a problem arises, knowing what you're seeking and expecting from your partner can help you resolve conflicts more effectively. If the relationship isn't aligned with your values or goals, it's important to recognize this as soon as possible so that both partners can make informed decisions about the future together. In summary, reflecting on your reasons and purposes when getting involved with someone is essential to ensure the relationship is based on what you truly want and not what others expect from you. This creates a solid foundation for a healthy relationship where expectations are clear and goals are aligned. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and that the tips helped you better understand how to build healthy and lasting relationships. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your comment below, telling us what you think or sharing your own experiences. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and give that like to support the content. See you in the next video, and remember, building real relationships starts with you.